Gabrielle Coco Chanel was born in Saumur, France on August 19, 1883. She was the daughter of Jeanne Devaux, who worked as a laundrywoman, and Albert Chanel, a street vendor who sold work clothes and undergarments. Her father lived a nomadic life, traveling to and from market towns, while the family resided in rundown lodges. She was one of 5 children, being the second oldest. Sadly, in February 1895, when Gabrielle was just 12 years old, her mother died of bronchitis. Her father, being very unreliable, sent his sons to go work in the farms and his daughters to a convent. Once Chanel was 18, she left and went to a boarding school for Catholic girls. Coco would never accept or admit the extent of the poverty of her youth. Even as an adult, Chanel consistently refused to admit her humble beginnings and talked instead of being raised by her aunts. During her 6 years at the convent, she learned to sew, which would later help her career as a seamstress. In her free time, she performed at the Café La Rotonde, singing a song that would later stick as her iconic nickname Coco. She entertained at the cafe and trying to get as much money as possible by the tip plate passed around during the performance. While at the cafe, Chanel met Etienne Balzan, a cavalryman from a wealthy French family. At the age of 23, Coco became his mistress, indulging herself into the world of the French elite. Among many of the socialites in 1912, she met one that would particularly stand out. His name was Arthur Boy Capel. He was claimed to be the one true love of Chanel's life. The two were supposedly very in love. He even financially supported her first shop, which opened in 1913. Even though he married in 1918, the two kept their relationship going, and when he tragically died in 1919 by a car accident, it absolutely crushed Chanel. His death was definitely the most devastating occurrence in Chanel's life. With the help of Balzan and Capel, Chanel made herself a part of the French socialites, which started her career as a fashion designer. She didn't like the look of the big, extravagant hats that the French women would wear, so she designed a hat that was more form-fitting to the head. Since she got the chance to interact with some of the wealthiest trendsetters, her unique hat was soon noticed, and soon she got orders to make her one-of-a-kind hats for her friends, which would later turn into big sums of people. When she became a licensed hat maker, with the financial help of Capel, she opened her first store, 21 Rue Chambon, in 1910. Then, in 1913, Chanel opened a boutique in Deauville, which was also financed by Capel. In this boutique, she introduced casual clothes suitable for leisure or sportwear. The fashions were constructed from fabrics such as jersey and knitting, primarily used for men's underwear. The location was a prime one, in the center of a town on a fashionable street. The store was very successful, which led her to acquire the entire building at 31 Rue Chambon in 1918. The store was located in one of the most fashionable districts in Paris. And in 1921, she opened the boutique, which sold an assortment of clothing, hats, and accessories, later expanded to offer jewelry and fragrance. Chanel was known for being unique in her designs and added comfort to high-end fashion. She hated the idea of a corset, so with the use of jersey, she made her dresses not only chic, but also comfortable. In 1926, she created the infamous little black dress, which was a revolutionary style and use of color that was traditionally limited to funeral wear. She made the simplest color be a necessity that every girl would need in her closet. She added trousers for women at the time when women did not generally wear pants in public. In 1925, she introduced the classic Chanel suit, which consisted of a colorless cardigan jacket paired with plain fitted skirt. She kept her color schemes simple and classy, with mostly using the colors black and white. Since her store was expanded, she decided to add jewelry in 1928. She soon had become known for her use of pearls. She was the first fashion designer to put her name to a perfume and named it Chanel No. 5. The outbreak of World War II hurt her enterprise, and she ended up closing her boutiques and spending the next 15 years of her life in Switzerland due to her love affair with a Nazi officer. but when she was about 70, she made a triumphant return to the fashion industry. Because of her scandal, there are many negative critics, but she soon won the consumers over with her comfortable and chic designs. She spent most of the 50s and 60s dressing some of the most famous celebrities such as Audrey Hepburn, Liz Taylor, and Anne Baxton. Sadly, her life came to an end on January 10, 1971, when she was 87 years old. She never married or had any children, and by the 1980s, Karl Lagerfeld took over for House of Chanel and kept her legacy alive. To this day, Chanel is a highly respected fashion company and continues to thrive.